Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play The Four Heroes of Light! Let's put our new magic key to use for Yunita there. And yeah, for some reason they give us the magic key, but they don't give us the transform staff that Brant and Air got, so yeah, go figure. But really? You sell the bomb fragments in the one shop that I couldn't get to? Well, anyway, yeah, they sell a whole bunch of these elemental damage items. I never used them in the game. I heard there was something like that with the Scholar job class, but I never really used that. So, yeah, I don't really see the point. But anyway, okay. So, in order to advance the plot, we need to talk to Thousand. Hell no! That jerk ditched me. But yeah, we gotta find a way to lift this curse. Oh yeah. Well, everyone else has seen it. Oh. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? But anyway, when you talk to some of the merchants around here, they give you some items. Not that any of them are gonna be that good, but they're there. And by the way, at this point in the game, yeah, you can't do the merchant minigame there to get money. We'll be able to do it later, but not right now. So that's one reason why I got so much money way earlier in the game. Let's see if Tralion can help me out. We were just in the same place, that's all. Oh, okay, sure, what is it? Does it actually do something? Spoiler alert, it doesn't! I really don't know what the point of that is. It has no abilities or anything on it, or stats, but anyway. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, in addition to NVIDIA, you can meet up with those Mythotroices around here, too. Remember that for later viewers. But anyway, well, let's talk to this guy. If you tried talking to any of the merchants earlier, they would have just said, hey, go talk to Thousand. Oh, maybe not, I don't know. Oh, really? Okay. A million? Nice pun there, game. But anyway, yeah, in order to progress with the plot, we need to get some mithril, so that way we can get the rainbow boots. Although, you could buy them. I think they're back at Liberté, if I recall correctly. But it's like 5,000 gil or something ridiculous like that. Oh, and also, there is a house that was locked at Liberté that has some treasure in it that's pretty good. But I don't think it's worth all the time it would take to go all the way over there to do that. So I'm not going to do it right now, but we'll be able to do that later. But anyway, if you talk to Byleon before taking off, enough with the potions, game! We're like halfway through the game, practically. Well, maybe not quite halfway, but getting there. And you're still giving me potions? Why not a high potion or something? Okay, well anyway, yeah, the ring doesn't do anything. Is there some purpose to that I don't know of? I don't know. But I'll hold on to the potion anyway, so I don't have to rest at the end. But anyway, we need a hunting horn, dragon wings, so that way we can get back here. Let's see, I want the Aerora tome for one very specific enemy. And let's see, get some shields, or elemental shields that we'll be needing. I'm not going to make her into a ranger, but I want the gear for the stats anyway. And let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, stun cape might help us out too. And okay, I think we got all the items I need. So hopefully you've got a King Short Sword boosted or upgraded quite a bit. Otherwise, you're probably going to need to do a lot of running because the Tower of the Sky is pretty tough and you're only going to have Yunita for it. Now at this point, since I have the gems, I'm going to upgrade my Salve Maker crown twice here. Healthcare uses any healing item on all your party members, no diminished effect or split healing or whatever. It is obscenely good. And let's see, let's upgrade this one. let's see, the ability we get here is Poison Pill. It basically lets you take any of your healing items and turns it into damage. It ignores defense. It's also pretty obscenely good there. So, like, a high potion, I think, restores 80 HP, if I recall correctly. So, if you used that with Poison Pill, you would deal 80 damage there. So, yeah, it's really, really good there. By the way, though, with that, you want to make sure that you've got 7 topaz before taking off here, because if you don't get it now, you're not going to be able to get it later on. There's some falcons and goblins around here that could potentially drop topaz for you. So if you might want to make Yunita into a merchant. That way she can use Finder and get the topazes that way out of them. I want to have 7 of them moving forward, which I'm lucky enough to barely have. But anyway, okay, let's see if I can't find that Mithratorce here. There he is. Took me a couple tries to find him, but I got him. Nice. Yeah, one thing about this part of the game, I think stealing is partially based on your level. And Yunita is very underleveled because she has had the fewest dungeons to actually go through. So, yeah, she's kind of hosed here. That's why you really gotta have... Yes! There it is. But yeah, you really gotta have the King's Short Sword to help you out. That steel sword or broadsword, whatever that thing was, that Thalzan gave to us, yeah, that sucks. You're never gonna be able to one-shot anything with that. But anyway, alright, we got our mithril, so let's head on back. Use the potion that we got, so I don't have to spend 300 gold at the, or gil at the end. Well, it's not 300 here, but whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, I want to clear a little more inventory space now that we got that taken care of, because, well, it's just going to be Yunita for the entire dungeon in the Tower of the Sky there. So, yeah, our inventory space is severely limited. I'm probably going to have to drop something to be able to get everything there. Maybe I'll just use a potion or an ether or whatever I get. But anyway, okay, so we got the mithril. Bring it back here. Boom. You get your rainbow boots. Hooray! But yeah, we're going to need those in order to advance the plot. Alright, so I think that's everything we can do here. Let's head on up then. Oh, by the way, if you didn't get the red shot from before, behind the Tower of the Sky, you need to go into the canals, walk all the way around to the backside, then press down to get in there, and that's how you get the chest on the first floor there that you otherwise couldn't get going through the front door. No, well, not all the enemies, but most of the enemies here are the same as before, so that does kind of help us out, being that we're under-leveled, but still, having the King's Short Sword will really help you out a lot. But yeah, this part would be really, really tough if you didn't upgrade your King's Short Sword. Even if you're only running into 1 or 2 enemies. I mean, you can't, like, have one person attack and another person heal you up. No, you gotta do everything by yourself. They'll just drain your AP. Well, I mean, not literally, but you'll use a lot of AP against them. Fortunately, this area, well, it's not incredibly short. But we do have a good item there. Awesome. Save that for later. But yeah, this place, well, it's not a long, narrow hallway, but it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple branching paths, like this one, that lead to an isolated treasure chest. I didn't expect it to do that. I would have thought that would have prevented the poison status or something. No, that's another game. Or was that the Star Pendant? Whatever. They're both jewelry. Yeah, but I never use that, though. If I was to boost my elemental or any magic damage, I would just use the intellect ring. That seems to be better to me. Intellect is pretty much almost always going to be more than the attack power or the magic attack power of any spell. So, yeah, I can't see why you would ever really want to use them. Like, there was that Giant's Ring earlier that did the same thing for physical attack power. If I recall correctly, I think that was the Giant's Ring. I'm not sure, because I never use it. But anyway, well, we're getting a little tight on inventory space. I don't want to use that either, though. I think that's a little too valuable here. So when am I going to need these rainbow boots anyway? Well, we're almost to the top of this thing. Hopefully it goes high enough. Well, that'll help out. That'll get me high enough. Literally. But anyway, let's see. Let's go through one more... Or I was going to say one more battle, but no, we don't have another battle. Okay. I'll just burn the high potion. I have nothing better to do with it. I've got more than I'll ever use, probably, anyway. But, hey, alright. Nice compliment to my dark cape that we just got. So yeah, those elemental capes, absolutely hold them on to later. I mean, you'll always have an elemental shield, but sometimes you just need that extra elemental resistance there, or immunity in this case. But anyway, yeah, I'm not worried about inventory space anymore, because... Haha! A little more. Can never have enough money. Anyway, we got a new enemy. We had a new enemy here. But that guy, yeah, there's nothing really special about him. You could use, like, an earth elemental spell against you, I guess. But, yeah, nothing that I'm really concerned about with that guy. But anyway, absolutely save here. Not that we got a boss coming up, but I want to equip the new shield and cape there for coming up here, because this part, even with my preparations, can be pretty hard. Sometimes it's not a boss or anything, just random enemies, but sometimes they will kill you, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it sometimes. But anyway, yeah, we got the little rainbow there, we got the rainbow boots. You don't even need to equip them, just walk right on the rainbow, I guess. Taste the rainbow! I like Skittles. More of a fan of M&M's, though, I'll be honest with you viewers. But Skittles are good, too. For some reason, I'm being reminded of Cave's story. But anyway, okay, let's see. We got a new enemy here. Okay, we can do that first. And this is the guy I was worried about. Cloud Penguin. Whoa! Ow! Whoo! Woohoo! And now, imagine that fight, but if you had two of them to deal with. You are screwed. Whew, barely made it. But yeah, those cloud penguins, holy cow, their lightning is massively damaging there. That's why I've got Aerora, because they're weak to wind. They're also weak to dark, too. But I didn't have a Dark Tome, I don't think. But I had Aerora, so that's good enough. Hey, how's it going? Well, people just kept on ditching you all the time. I don't blame you for thinking you could do it all alone. I am a little worried about Yunita's AP there. We'll be fine. There's another save point coming up here anyway. By the way, at this point, once you've gotten up here, you can't go back. No turning back point. So you can't just go back with like the transform staff and do a whole bunch of stuff. Now you're stuck in here. If you don't have at least 7 topaz, well, you're not going to be able to get them for a while. Not that it's absolutely critical, but it is very, very nice. Okay, let's rebuild our AP here a bit. Or, well, maybe I should actually kill one of them before doing that to minimize the damage they can do. And then rebuild the AP. But yeah, these golems here, nothing terribly... There's nothing interesting about them. They don't have any special abilities, or weaknesses, or resistances. They don't even have gems for me to steal. I think they're like the only enemy in the game that has no gems or anything like that. Heck, they don't even have any items to steal. Wow. Or drops, for that matter. Yeah, I don't know what the point of those guys were. But alright, we made it. But will we make it through this dungeon before our new partner decides to ditch Yunita again? Find out next time on Let's Play The 4 Heroes of Light. This is H.G. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day.